Good morning. What's up, y'all? So listen, I want to hit this right here. I want to hit it right on the nail. There are a few of you, right, that run a tight net circle. If I had to say how many it was in this circle, I would say three, but at the max, I would say four because the fourth one comes around when they can because they're so boggled up with work and they're so boggled up uh, with family life and they're so boggled up with access things on the side that they kind of jump in when they need to jump in or they hang out. They come hang out when they need to come hang out or something like that. Like, hey, they'll miss a lot of things, but when y'all get on the phone and say, hey, this is the big event, they there. They make time for the big events. A lot of y'all run a tight net circle. And I like the circle that y'all run. It's a sisterhood, it's a brotherhood, or it's a mixed hood of brother and sister, but it's a reliable circle. Um, and this is why I say I want to hit the nail straight on the head. I don't feel the circle breaking up, or I don't feel the circle going away, but I do feel distance coming in between the circle, more getting distance like the fourth person because you have some things going on. All of y'all have some things going on that needs to be tended to other than keeping this circle so tight net here. There's other callings, there's other business, there's other things, there's other flowers that need to be watered, there's other seeds that need to be planted. So it's not like the circle is going anywhere, but it's going to be a telepathic circle, or it's going to be conversation here from time to time, but everybody is going to end up respecting everybody. But with this tight net circle, each of you play a specific and an important role, whether, one helps, with finances and you can borrow this now, but you have to pay this back, or it's gonna be a little bit of interest. Ain't no food. Or some of you are nurturers. Let me help you get back on your way, and let me whisper a word of encouragement to you. Let me help you breathe again. Some are is just jokesters in here. A comedian. Make you laugh, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling blue, when you feel it out. Each one of y'all play a different role here. But from the energies that I'm pulling, this is the thing. And I'm talking to one of you that plays a vital role in the circle. And what this vital role is, you are the nurturer, you are the mother, you are the father, you are the grandmother, you are the grandfather of this circle. And what that means is you do a lot of loving on, you do a lot of caressing on, you do a lot of baby, it's gonna be all right. You find a lot of beauty in things, even y'all so close that they can tell you when they done something wrong. But by this being someone in your circle, you've never like really reached to the depths of your soul and came straight forward and say, hey, you wrong. You've always been, you're a nurturer, so you've always been able to find the beauty um in the midst of a pile of mess that they brought to you. you know I don't know if I want to say that you're an ego booster or something like that. But you tell no lies, whoever you are. You just kind of know how to sort out the beauty in the mess. You know how to breathe into them again. You know how to say things without letting them know that they're wrong. And whoever you are in this group, like I said, you're vital. The group comes to you when they're broken. They come to you when they need to be put back together again. But God is going to put a distance in between y'all, because that's the thing. You're so busy preparing other people and patching and stitching other people together that you're not together yourself. And it's crazy because you have these encouraging words. You have these beautiful memories that you could pump back into them about what you remember about them, or something, or what you admire about them and what taught you a lesson. You have all of these things, right, to heal them. But there comes a time where you're going to get an awakening that you need to heal yourself in order for this circle to stay a circle. So the circle is going to kind of slow down and break apart and bust apart for a second, because everybody needs to go where they need to go to get what they need to get to bring it back to the table to make it keep rolling. Yeah. The most vital person in this circle is the most person that needs the most sleep, that needs the most rest, that really needs the most reassurance, even though you've been reassuring everybody else. It's like you've been rubbing people's feet, you've been rubbing people's backs, you've been rubbing people's heads, you've been rubbing people's shoulders for so long that your feet bruised. You barely can walk. Your shoulders, you barely can lift anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, if y'all don't break up, if you keep feeding, after a while, you're not going to be able to feed. You're not going to be able to nourish. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like they're using you. It's just this is the role that you play in the circle. And it's just that you haven't learned that you have to step back and renourish. You haven't learned that you have to step back and replenish. You haven't learned that you need to go and recop. So even though you're the nurturer, you could be the most draining, because you're allowing people to drain you and you haven't replenished the system. So if I wanted to blame anybody on some real shit, I could blame you, because being a nourisher, being a replenisher means that you know to go get more. You see what I'm saying? You need, you know that you about to run out of water. You know that you about to run out of food. You know that you about to run out of a kind, loving word. You know this, but you don't go get more. You don't go get more sleep. You don't go get more healthy food. You don't go do more exercise. So I'm not even dealing with the rest of them. I'm dealing with you. How do you feed the cubs in your unit if you never go re-up? If you're so busy giving and giving and giving and giving, and overwhelmed and overwhelmed and tired and anxiety from giving and giving and sharing and loving, like, if you don't have it, the rest of them don't have it. When do you understand that it's time to pay the piper? And what's crazy is, when people in the circle go to call you about what they done, or they need you to sew them and stitch them and get them back together again, they're going to notice that you don't have much to give. It ain't even going to be an argument. It ain't even going to be no question. They know that they have exhausted the well. They know they pumped the last water out of the pumping well, out of the living well. They know. So they're not going to question you. They're going to send you on and tell you to go handle your business. In the meantime, in between time, they going to focus on some things that they need to focus on, like how to be stronger when you ain't around, like how to be more independent when you ain't around, like how to believe in themselves when you ain't around. I could keep on rolling on this thing. This thing gets deep here. This thing, yeah. Mm-mm. So the bottom line is, everybody gonna do everybody a favor by having the distance there, by breaking apart. Everybody gonna go get some replenishment nourishing. Everybody gonna go get some more money, more bag. Everybody gonna go get some more understanding. Everybody gonna go get some more wisdom. Everybody gonna go do what they need to do. And this circle, this distance, this brotherhood, this sisterhood, it might break up for a year or two, and it could at the max break up and stay apart for about 7 years. But that's how long y'all been robbing the bank. This is how long y'all been draining the well. Y'all just been taking, and ain't nobody been giving. Ain't nobody been giving. Ain't nobody been putting back in the pot. Ain't nobody been doing nothing. As far as I'm concerned, it's been a shit show. As far as I'm concerned, it's been a on the model on the runway show. See me, see me, see me. But can't nobody see you if it ain't nothing there to see. So what I'm saying is, the phone calls within this circle are going to start becoming fewer in between. All of y'all are going to finally go off and handle y'all business. This is scary for all of y'all because all of y'all have been huddled up depending on one another. But the older we get, y'all starting to understand that you can only depend on the circle for so long because life kicks in. You're going to find out that there's certain things that you used to could do that you can't do no more. You're going to find out there's certain things that you could do when you was younger, but now you get older, you can't do that no more. And certain people ain't going to be able to caress you like that. Certain people ain't going to be able to boost your ego like that. Certain people ain't going to be able to be behind you, a shadow behind you that nobody else can see when you step in the room like that. Certain people ain't going to be able to carry you like that. They can carry as far as what was on the table, as far as what's been drained. But all of y'all resources have been drained to the point where y'all have even drained y'all natural resources. Hey, now you can drain a lot of things, and there's always band-aids, and there's makeup, and there's all these things to cover these things up. But when you get straight down to it, when you get straight down to going to the ground and this and that and looking for a hand, a lot of y'all ain't gonna be able to do it in the circle because y'all ain't stepped away from the mic. Y'all ain't stepped away from the table to handle the business. And you got offspring. Mm-mm. Ain't the goal to make sure the offspring okay? Well, a lot of relationships that's running in a circle, there's going to be distance. Let me say this. In the spiritual realm, y'all will be connected. Y'all will learn how to telepathically talk to one another. Y'all might make a phone call to each other. If it was every day, it's going to loosen up to every week. It's going to loosen up to every other weekend. It's going to loosen up to every 3 or 4 weeks. Until y'all restore and bring fruits and bring thanksgiving to put on the table from what y'all took off the table, ain't nothing on the table. I love you. And I have to say this because with all of y'all breaking up, going y'all own way, it's going to be a drought. I'm going to leave that there.